Hello, I am Dale from Dale's Rock Interviews and Metalliville online magazine, and I'm joined by the incredibly talented and wonderfully looking Taylor Grace from Not Now Norman. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. I got my Crystal Skull Bone shirt on
Oh,
um,
nice.
because of your condition, really, which is multiple cartilaginous exostosis, I believe.
Yes.
I
Yes,
got
it
that
is.
right.
I believe so.
Not the easiest thing to say. Uh,
No.
the reason why I'm picking up straight away on that is because I'm a little bit of a wuss, a wimp, and I'm forever bleating on about what I'm suffering with because I'm slightly disabled. Mine's through work related ailments, which have really scuppered me. But
All
yours
right.
is um, a, a, it's a condition that runs through the family sort of thing, is it? Is it something you've inherited?
Well, no, not necessarily. Even though it's when I was diagnosed with it for the first time, it was called hereditary multiple exostosis. Neither of my parents have it, and um, so I'm very much a spontaneous mutation. It's got to come from somewhere, so I guess I'm the first one in my family.
Right. So you're a trailblazer. So there you go.
Yeah.
See, I've got quite a few things which I've inherited from my mother and father, and I'll be forever angry with them that they've given it me, and my children are going to grow up with different ailments, and they can be angry with me and my parents. So,
Yeah.
but I've done different things, different videos, and also with Fireheart about mental health and
Yeah.
illnesses and things like that to try and show people that we're not just invalids that lay around counting our pit money. We like to
Yep.
go out and do something and try and live and try and push through pain barriers or your mental health issues to do
Yep.
something. And like Fireheart, their whole band, their whole ethos is about mental health and being there for each other. And
Hmm.
you're there showing that despite quite a horrendous condition, you're out there
Yep.
and you're performing and screaming your lungs out and being absolutely fabulous.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's not without its challenges having this condition, but even if I got it off my parents, the way I like to look at it is it's made me who I am today. I wouldn't have the experiences that I've had if I didn't have the condition, and I don't think because of that I would be the same person. I don't even think that I would have been. I don't think I would have been doing music to be
Yeah,
honest with you if it wasn't for my condition. So I feel like in a way it's it's steered me into the path that I'm on. So really speaking, I don't think I would want to see myself without the condition, if that makes sense, because I don't know if I would like that person.
oh wow, yeah. I wish I could have a magic wand and just totally reverse all the things that are happening to me and being how I was. But two
Yeah,
year ago, I was absolutely fine, and in 2 years, I've like become
a
totally
lot can
knackered.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are many moments where I think, why me? Why does it have to be like this? But you know, there's a lot worse things that you can deal with. I'm quite lucky in that I have a specialist that I go to whenever I need help with anything. So I've got questions answered. I've got supportive family. I've got really supportive friends. So it could be a lot worse.
yeah, yeah. Well, when you go on tour, you
Mhm.
need to go on tour with a band called LN, because the
Yeah.
lead singer Ellen, she's a training to be a paramedic and she works in the emergency ward, so she'll be able to look after you all the way through.
Yep. Yep. That would be awesome. I would like to tour with LN anyway because I think their music is absolutely fantastic, and I really love their style, especially Ellen. Like the makeup is. fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
I approve very, very, very much.
Well, talking about makeup, you look incredible.
Thank you.
You need to
Thank you
give me
very much.
some tips. You do an online, I've seen you do an online video of doing makeup. I might have to
Yes,
look at that and sort of like take the shine off my forehead a bit.
I need to do a more up to date one. That was 2020, and back then, that was what I considered, really out there stage makeup. Looking back, I'm like that takes 5 minutes in comparison to what I've done here. Just sort of
Yeah.
went a little bit more overboard as time's gone on.
Oh no, it looks great, and I think that's part of your appeal is the way you look, and of course
Thank
your big fluffy jacket that you're wearing.
Yep,
You call everybody cluckers, so you like the chief clucker,
yes. I'm the queen clucker.
the
Either call
queen.
them cluckers or nominions or chicks, like but I don't really say that very often because I don't particularly like the term, but I like to think of people as like little chicklets, like little baby chickens. You are my
Hence,
flock.
hence your fluffy coat.
Yeah, that's why there's loads of feathers, and
Yeah,
it kind of looks the makeup kind of looks a bit like a bird's eye and stuff like that. It's
yeah.
the whole band is based on the fact that it's named after a cockerel. That's the joke. Is it's named after a really really angry cockerel called Norman. We've got the
Right.
original Norman died defending his flock. We've got another cockerel that we've called Norman Oswald II,
Yeah,
because we've got not long after Ozzy died. But yeah, my sister's 5'1". She's on the spectrum like myself, and the chickens are very much hers. And I want you to picture this because it's hilarious. She goes into the back garden. She's got Wellington boots past her knees because she's 5'1". She's got a dustbin lid full of chicken feed and a broomstick handle to fend off Norman, because every time she went into the garden, it was as if Norman's eyes would just narrow at her and charge at her, and all you'd hear in the back garden was no. So that's where the band came from.
so, that's brilliant. But I'm also slightly disappointed because I thought it was a Fireman Sam reference with Norman Price. Not now, Norman.
No, I did like Fireman Sam as a kid, so there was a part of me that was thinking, huh, that sounds a bit like Fireman Sam. But the whole chicken concept was just it too big to miss, and
Yeah,
hence why
yeah,
there's a lot of references to chickens and stuff like that. It's a lot of
yeah.
fun. People love it.
Yeah, I get that. That's brilliant. Again, part of my disappointment is my partner does a fantastic Norman Price's mum impression, and I was going to get her to do that. I can't do that now because it's nothing to do with Fireman Sam.
Oh, that's well, I mean, I used to love Fireman Sam, so does that help?
So go on then, Tracy. You've got to do your. Go on.
Norm, Ice your bathing my
I
little
love that.
woman is nothing wrong.
That's brilliant. I love that.
I know it's not her sexiest thing she does. I have to admit.
No, I love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like when
So
when this when this gets released, I'm gonna have to show my sister because she loved Fireman Sam as well. She loved all of those programs as a kid.
oh yeah. Well, I'm a fully grown like old 53-year-old adult, and I can't get enough of cartoons. I love them. I'm just
Yeah.
a big kid and never grow up.
I don't think there's such thing as growing up, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
No,
I th
it's not much fun growing up.
no, I think the term growing up in that regard just means be boring.
Yes, 100%. Which is why I wear loud shirts.
Yeah,
It sort of represents my inner child bursting out.
yeah, exactly.
It's,
And I think we need more happiness in the world.
yeah, I was doing a job where I had to wear a suit, and I had cartoon socks and a Batman belt
Mhm.
because I just couldn't be boring. I just couldn't be quiet. I had to like burst out in certain places.
Nice.
So, what do we expect from you on a stage show? Because I've not seen you live. I've managed to miss you on the Trailblazers. I was able to do the Saturday, but I couldn't do the Friday, which is when you were on, or it was the other way around. I can't remember.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would say dramatics, passion, and just we don't like to take ourselves too seriously. And I think that works. There's a lot of banter that goes on in the band. A lot of humor as well. I mean, my dad's my guitarist.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of oh get lost, Dad, going on.
Is that Xander?
Julie,
Xander Brown?
yes, that's Sander.
Yeah.
He's the main reason why I'm able to start a band, because I wouldn't be in a band with anybody else, to be honest with you, because he's just brilliant. And we've
And
got Julie.
he's a great guitarist as well. Some of them riffs and your songs are outstanding.
He's fantastic. And the thing is, he doesn't believe it either. So I think that's the more frustrating thing about it, is that he doesn't realize how great of a guitarist he actually is. He goes, nah, 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 no, no. He's actually really shy when he sees other guitarists. He looks at other guitarists and other bands and he goes, now that's a guitar player.
Yeah.
That's a guitar player. That's fantastic. And I'm like, Dad, you're just as good. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I'm like that with my photography, so I totally get it.
Yeah.
But
And
obviously, he wasn't in your previous band back in black. I can't speak because that was an all-female AC/DC tribute act.
yes, so I'm a recent addition to that band. I got
Oh
asked to
right,
do it last year. That's unreal. That's thanks to Kira Kenworthy, who's a good friend of mine. Her dad and my dad used to be in bands way back when. That's how we know each other. And it
yeah.
was her that put my name forward. And she sent me a message saying, right, I'm going to give you this number. You're going to ring this number and you're not going to regret it. You're going to accept the offer. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I rang them and they said, oh yeah, we're back in black. We're an AC/DC tribute band, and we heard that you might be interested in singing for us. And I thought, okay, how did this happen? It was quite surreal when it happened, and it's really really fun to do. I love working with all of them. BB, Sylvia, I've worked with the other guitarists and bass players that sometimes dep for them. Everybody's so lovely and so welcoming, and it's so much fun. And there might be a chance that I'm in another project with Kira Kenworthy coming up really soon. I can't talk about it properly just yet because we haven't got the finer details sorted out, but
Okay.
I do like to tease things. So,
So not now. Norman isn't keeping you that busy. We need to change that.
well, actually, this year has been quite surreal because for all I haven't announced all the gigs, the calendar is looking pretty good this year. Last year, we had a bit of a last year we were quite down in the dumps because we were told that nobody's biting by somebody who was on the scene, and we thought, well, what does that mean, nobody's biting? And so we thought, right, we'll try this on our own, and see what that actually means. And this year has been quite a surprising turnaround. It's the complete opposite of last year. As I say, that there's some gigs that I can't announce yet because venues and such haven't announced it just yet. But I mean, we've just been
Well,
announced for Winter Storm,
yeah, I'm going to
Wild.
say I've already got you down for Wildfire with Big Red Fire Truck headlining that Shark Fest with Bad Touch. Crazy
Yep,
Cowboy Fest, which sounds
yep,
amazing. Crazy
yep.
Cowboy Fest
I'm
with
looking forward to
Fury.
that one.
Savfest with Ionia. Winter Storm with I can't even pronounce that, so I'm not even going to bother. Is it Guelo or anyway? Yeah,
Yep, you got it right, Guelo.
Guelo.
They're,
Yeah,
they're
so
good friends of ours.
you've got
Yeah.
some great festivals coming up. Uh,
Yes, yes.
yeah. So
And
anything else you can add to that we don't know?
well, there's some people that have been asking when we're going to be back in London, and the I can't announce the date just yet, but we are in talks with some people.
Oh,
Um, there's some gigs in Sheffield that we're in talks with. There's where else? Nottingham. There's uh there's one in Canterbury for loud women. That's one that we're really looking forward to. So there's an awful lot of places that we're going to, and it's just fantastic. Every couple of days there's somebody messaging us going, by the way, are you free for this date? And it's really exciting to see. So
yeah. Because you've been at the Sheffield Corporation a couple of times, which is
yes,
our local venue.
yes,
International Women's Day, you was with one of my favourite bands of the moment who they performed at the Yorkshireman in Sheffield for the Battle of the Bands.
yep,
Battle for a Grand. They're called Your Personal Vendetta, and
yes,
I absolutely loved them.
yes, I
I
love them
watched
as
them.
well.
Yeah, I watched them and I were mesmerized. It blew me away. And
Yep,
there were a lot of the older, well, when I say older, they're all my age, but the traditional heavy metal rockers, and they just
yep.
didn't get it. They just didn't get it at all. And I'm
Well,
stood there thinking I'm watching genius in action.
yep, yep. It's different, yes, but I mean, my dad was absolutely mesmerized by them. He actually went up to them and went, "That's probably one of the best acts that I've seen." Like,
Yeah,
'cause as you say, it's not your typical band, but that's what makes them so good. They're
yeah,
very visual, very, like artistically done. And I think that's really, really exciting because, you don't have to have guitars and drums just to be a rock band. You can do all sorts of things. And I think
yeah.
that's what makes them so special. And they're really lovely people as well.
Yeah, they are. They reminded me of Bambi Thug, actually. Yeah, I drew a lot of similarities with them and Bambi Thug, and I love Bambi Thug. So yeah, they were great.
Oh, I'll have to give them a listen because I don't think I've heard of them.
Oh, you would have done if you ever follow Eurovision. They represented Ireland a couple of years ago. She represented Ireland, and
No,
yeah, I just love her. But she's great.
I'll have to
But
give them a listen.
some of your inspirations, or one of your inspirations, this lady behind me, the Pretty Reckless.
Yes,
Again,
yes, I
another
love her.
passion of mine. Yeah,
Yeah, I saw her a few years ago with my best friend, and I was just blown away. I think she's got an incredible voice. I love the transition from, sweet little girl in The Grinch to this rock goddess that
yes.
like I can remember finding out for the first time that she was in The Grinch, and I was thinking, what, really? Quite taken aback by that. But
Yeah.
I love her. I think she's
Because in
brilliant.
the background, I've got AC/DC, because obviously Back in Black, you're
Yep,
AC/DC tribute. You're a
yep,
Northeast lass, so obviously you're doing the Brian Johnson, because
yep,
he's a Geordie. You're a bit further down south, aren't you? But
yep.
he's a Geordie. So
Actually,
obviously
no,
you
I'm further up north. I'm
further
further
up
up
north.
north
I've
from.
got it the wrong way
Yep.
around. You're Berwick, aren't you? Berwick on Tweed, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're further up. Sorry, I've got
Yep.
it totally the wrong way
It's all
around.
right.
You're not Middlesbrough end, you're up.
No. No.
You're not a smoggy, you breathe clean air.
I breathe salty air.
Salty air, that's right.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
obviously you're at Farm Fest, and that ain't a million miles away from you. You've
Yep.
done It says you've done Call of the Wild, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah. How was that for you? Was that great?
That was fantastic. That was like one of the first big festivals. I mean, I know Lindisfarne's a big festival, but Lindisfarne's also my local festival. So
Yeah,
but when it came to Call of the Wild, it was surreal because there was a lot of people that I'd been speaking to, networking with on the scene that were there, and I'm like, my God, this is real. And of course, I met so many different people from like different parts of the industry, so it felt really official, but also really really laid back. I bumped into Dave Hills, who's quite frankly, he's probably one of my favorite people in the industry. He actually took a risk with the band because I think we had three songs when we first met him, and I can remember walking into Trillions, really nervous, kid compared to today, going, I don't know how to get a gig. What do I do? And he's like, it's okay, just send me an EPK and I'll get you sorted. And
oh wow.
I had three songs to my name, and he said, you've got 2 weeks. And I'm like, do you have enough for a full set? And I said, I can, I guess. So 2 weeks, we wrote our asses off, and yeah, I love him very much for it. But I can remember him
Excellent.
being excited that we were here as well, like at Call of the Wild. I can remember the look on his face going, you finally made it.
That was brilliant because you've now done two albums.
Yes.
It's not this one in 2022 and Go
Yep.
Hard or Go Home in 2024. Of course, we're now
Yes.
2 years on, and
Yes.
you do everything every 2 years. 2022 an album, 2024.
Yep.
Nuclear War Egg.
Yes. I love the name.
It's great. It's very appropriate as well at the minute.
Yes, yes. I thought of the name before all of this happened, and I thought, would that be a good name for an album at some point? And because of what's been happening recently, I thought, yeah, now's the time to use that for an album name. It's very, very much appropriate indeed. So that we're looking to release that at the end of this year, beginning of
Yeah.
next, with the first single. Um, if you've seen us live recently, you'll probably have heard it. It's called I Hope Your Abuser Dies.
Okay. Wow.
It seems to be a crowd favorite at the minute. It hasn't been released yet, and people are already chanting the lyrics.
Yeah.
So we're very much looking forward to releasing that one. We've just got the rest of the album to write. Um, it's looking very, very positive so far. I think we're about 3/4 of the way through the writing just now. And
Yeah.
then looking forward to recording at Ali Lee studio in Anak called The Mills.
Right.
Um, he's done all our production since it's this one. It's not this one. Um, and he's a fantastic guy to work with. I'm looking forward to working with him.
Right, excellent. You've got to release it before the end of the year to keep it on that 2 year cycle. The pressure's on.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But like I said, from last year, we because we were in such a dark place,
Yeah,
we spent most of last year, trying to network with as many people as possible,
yeah,
and it's definitely paid off. So this year we're focusing on writing the album. So um, there there will be a release this year, definitely.
excellent.
Whether it be I Hope Your Abuser Dies or the full album or both, well, both would be pretty cool. Um, Something will be released this year.
Well, I wrote down a song which I absolutely love, which has gone on my playlist. And can I focus, see it on my sheets? Oh, here it is. Reintroducing.
Yes.
Reintroducing is a fantastic metal song. The guitar
Thank
in it, you can tell your dad is amazing. Your vocals on it are absolutely tremendous. And
thank you
I've
very much.
listened to both your albums today and yesterday, and to Gen Up on You because I've not seen you, and
Yeah,
that one. as soon as I heard that, that straight away went on my playlist, on two of my playlists, my favourites, and on my metal mix.
Thank
So
you very much.
I absolutely love that song. But
Thank you.
on this song, Who Are You? Who's the one that sings with you?
That's my dad.
That's your dad singing.
Yeah, that's him rapping. Yeah, that was a
You-
fun song to do as well.
yeah, I bet.
Reintroducing, I got inspired by that because we did a gig in my local area, and I didn't realize this at the time, but there were a few former bullies from high school who frequent there. And of
Ah,
course, one of my really close friends, Ashley, was there as well. And they saw me come in, and they were like, "Taylor, yes, hello." And after the gig, they started hitting on me and buying me drinks and telling everybody I used to go to school with her. She used to be in my maths class, and of course, my friend was following them around, going, "Yeah, do you remember what you used to call her?" Like putting them in their place. It's quite satisfying, actually. There was part of me that was going, there's a part of my childhood that's healed tonight. I think I'm going to write a song about this.
oh, that's brilliant. I love that. Uh, um, sorry, you totally thrown me with that. I love that. I didn't know that's what that were about. That's great.
Yep.
So you've been on tour with Joan of Arc, who
Yep.
me and Tracy, my partner, and we met them on the opposite Trailblazer gig at Corporation. We got to interview them, and
Hmm.
we were randomly thrown. My partner was randomly throwing crisp packets at me and them. But
As you do.
that, yeah, as you do, they're absolutely lovely. And you supported Beth Blade and the Beautiful Disasters, which
Yep.
another favourite, and Kim Jennett, who
Yes.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm in discussions for possible future interview.
Ooh.
Another powerhouse of a singer. So you seem to be. There's a lot of lady love going on. There's a lot of lady support and things like that, which I really like. And your International
Yes.
Women's Day, because I love a female singer.
Yep.
This lady here, Cassiette, is one of my favourites,
Hmm.
and we're seeing her tomorrow. Um, your album is Nuclear Warhead, Nuclear War Egg. Hers is This World Fucking Sucks.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, which is also very appropriate.
Yes, I like that. I'm gonna give that a listen tonight. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. So at the moment, with me being an interviewer, I seem to
Hmm.
be interviewing a lot of female acts.
Hmm.
Female fronted or just all female, which is fantastic for somebody like me who loves the female singer, female fronted singer, growing up
Hmm.
listening to lots of female artists. And my dad were also a big fan of the female singers. So I think that's where I get it from.
Hmm.
Um, and it seems like the tables have turned. There seems to be a growing crowd of female fronted bands, which is
Yep.
fantastic. And then you look at festivals like Download Festival, and they did, Hailstorm is headlining the second stage. But
Hmm.
you look at the main stage, and it's still quite barren when it comes to female fronted acts.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this to Joan of Arc, and they agreed. I think Download Festival, especially, needs to do a Friday where it's main stage, all female fronted acts. Let's get
Yep.
some representation out there. Let's get it out there. And it's about
Yep.
time you were all recognized for being the goddesses that you actually are.
Yeah. No, I quite agree. I think in terms of like festivals such as Download, I think that they go for the safe option, which is, bands that have been around a while that they know they're going to draw a crowd. Such as, like Iron Maiden, the likes of Iron Maiden,
Yeah, Guns N'
Metallica,
Roses. Yeah,
all those types of bands.
yeah,
Um, and I think it comes from a case of like they know what the safe option is, but my thinking is, and my dad agrees, is that eventually those bands and the fans of those bands aren't going to be around much what
Yes.
you. So there needs to be a fair mix of, especially on the main stage, of more recent acts, and of course, the older acts as well, because the whole point of a festival is to introduce you to bands that you'll have probably have never heard of.
Yes,
You
exactly.
spend loads of money at download. You don't just spend all that money just to see one act. You
Yeah,
go, let's say, oh, I'll see what this stage provides, or I'll see what that tent provides. And it very much it just doesn't feel like that is what they're wanting to showcase on the main stage. And I mean, my dad often says that, for example, he says that one of the things that he's noticed is that he's bored of male guitarists. I mean, he like he doesn't think that every male guitarist is boring per se. It's just it's been done.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like
Like Zach Wilde or Slash standing there
yeah,
shredding.
yeah. I mean, he's still fans of those guitarists. They inspired him to be the guitarist that he is, but he's always mesmerized when we're playing with the band. They've got a female guitarist, and they're like, see, this is different. This
Yeah,
is what should be more showcased. And
yeah,
I, I get that these days, especially with the music industry, financially it is a little bit, difficult, but you're already taking a risk in setting up a festival, especially like download. Why not go all the way and make it, you know,
well, to me,
say to the
Hailstorm can easily headline. And you've
yeah,
also got In This Moment, who are just
mhm,
absolutely tremendous. They could easily be on that bill and just
yep,
fit in so comfortably. And Ginger,
mhm.
and there's a lot of other acts that could make it, including this lady behind. And,
Oh,
and some of the,
she could fill the main stage of download with a pinky.
yes, exactly. I mean, the first time I ever um, saw Taylor Momsen was at Download. First time I
Mhm.
saw within Temptation was at Download, and In This
Yeah,
Moment was at Download, and and it's where you discover bands like that, and it's where you get your excitement from seeing them live, and then you go
yep.
home and you're straight on the socials going, "Oh God, I want," and then you find the albums you're like, "Oh, I need to buy it." I mean, I collect vinyl, so I need to buy
Mhm.
that album, and that's the beauty of the festival is finding out bands like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's part of its charm. So yeah, I think that more festivals need to take more of a chance with bands, especially female bands,
Yeah, because
and say,
like I said, the avalanche is happening. The tidal wave of the
yeah,
female fronted band
yeah,
is happening. So it's about time these festivals got on that crest of the wave and tapping into it because people are loving it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, one thing that I do love about Download is they've started bringing in like pop acts in the smaller tents, which I thought that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That would be quite
Ah,
fun to do as well.
no, but Busted in that tent. We were in the tent for Busted, and you couldn't move. And looking at the photograph outside the tent, they would have filled the main stage
Yeah,
100%. And
yeah,
all the fans that were complaining about Busted being at Download were the same fans trying to cram into that little tent to go and watch them. And they had circle pits, crowd surfers, and I don't know if
well,
you were
there
in
you
there.
go.
I don't know if you were in there. We were in there, and they turned around and says, "We can sing a Busted song, or we can sing a Charlie Simpson rock song, or we can do the cheesiest of cheese pop songs." And said, "Thing is that we're never going to do Download again. We're going to do the cheesiest of cheese pop songs." And they
Yeah,
sang
yeah,
Hanson Umbop, and while they were doing Umbop, they got crowd surfers and circle pits. It was surreal.
nice. See, that's what I love about the people who go to rock festivals is that they're actually quite easygoing. Like they
Yeah,
like to pretend that they don't like the cheesy stuff, but we're all in the same boat. We do like the cheesy stuff, and people should be less afraid to admit it.
yeah. Well, I'm over the moon. Scooter is that download. I love Scooter, but I'll be around there throwing some shapes.
And so you should say.
Yeah, exactly. So you you live in the area where they filmed 28 years later.
Yes.
Were you not part of the extras? Were you not in the crowd?
No, I wasn't. Although a friend of mine asked from Lights Camera Location. He does this program on YouTube where he goes to um like the actual film sets. Um I got to show him around the island. And the episode was specifically for 28 years later. And it's a really cool island to go to. They don't make as big a deal of the film on that island as they should.
Yes,
I
especially
mean,
for the Iron Maiden scene.
well, yes, because I mean, not far north from where I live is this little village near Eyemouth that was in the Marvel films. It's called
Okay,
they call it New Ars. It's actually got on the sign Welcome to New Asgard as a joke.
yeah.
Now they make a bigger deal out of being in the Marvel films. I really think that it would be quite fun if they did that. But there's a lot of people that it's for all it's a small island, it's got loads of history anyway. And I'm a bit of a history nerd, so I quite enjoyed showing them around all of the locations on the island. But yeah, people should give that episode a watch. It's quite good. And Ash is a lovely guy.
Yeah. Well, just up the road from us at Eam, which is locally known as the Plague Village, is where they filmed Tom Cruise Mission Impossible, where they dropped the train
All right.
from the latest film. And we weren't there for the train drop, but we did go and visit the location. And we were up on top of one of the hills looking across at the suspended carriage. And Tom
Hmm.
Cruise was in a helicopter cruising around, and he came and he was waving to us all. So that was as close as I got to Tom Cruise. So we were all there on the hill waving to him. But it brings a lot of excitement to the area when there's filming going on. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, it does.
Um,
It does.
but you also did music for a horror Popeye movie,
Yes.
Shiver
Yes, I
Me
did.
Timbers. Shiver Me
Yes.
Timbers.
Have
Did
you
you do
seen
all?
it?
I haven't seen it. I've seen the advert today, and I'm like, that's Popeye.
Yes, it's very much a comedy horror.
Yeah,
Before which I found quite funny when people were taking the trailer for it far too seriously. They were going, "Oh, it looks awful." I'm like, that's the point of the film. It's meant to be cheesy.
but it says
But yeah,
sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
yes, very much so. I got that opportunity from it. They didn't approach me first. It was a friend of my dad was working with the studio who working with a guy Ryan Kerr who does the music for that film, and he actually said, actually, this sounds like it should have a female voice on it instead. Just so happens I know just the voice, so shout out to Paul, thank you very very much, and also shout out to Ryan for inviting me up there to because they took me to the studio in Dundee. And it was lots of fun to do. And the film is just fantastic. I
Yeah,
highly recommend it if you just want to laugh.
yeah. I think we'll end up watching it because we're big horror fans. We love horror.
You should. It is fantastic.
Yeah,
When we went to the premiere, um, all of the actors that were on the film, they couldn't stop laughing, and they knew what was happening as well. So yeah, it's such a good film.
I don't know if you like horror or if that's your
I
genre.
love horror.
Yeah, no, this was my partner last weekend. I don't know if you can see that, who she's with, and
Is that Freddy Krueger?
that is Freddy Krueger, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And he signed her poster, which I'm going to
Uh-huh.
show you now. This is um, Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and
Oh, wow.
he drew a picture.
I like that.
Yeah, so
He's
he
got a
actually
good
drew
eye.
that. But not saying that we're huge fans of horror, but we also massively into Art the Clown
Oh, wow.
from the This is Ice Nine Kills.
That's so cool. That's
Yeah,
so
so
cool.
we like horror a little bit, so I think we might end up watching that because it sounds right up our street.
If you have ever watched Dog Soldiers,
Yes, I have.
it,
Yes,
it's a bit like that with the
with
comedy
Popeye.
and the horror and the gore. You know, there's like with the scene with the sausages in Dog Soldiers, and it was literally sausages. That's
Yeah,
that's the type of budget that it is, and it's yeah, I love it. I can't get
right.
enough of it.
So we're gonna have to check that out. So going to merch. Is your
Mhm.
music available to buy on formats like CDs, or is it all streamable?
It's you can get it on CDs. We do have a Bandcamp, which is where all of our merch is. We can get T-shirts and stuff like that. But yeah, all of our albums are available on CD. It just feels more official when you've got CDs there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there's something about owning the actual,
Physical
music.
copy. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and I mean Spotify is great for, convenience, but Spotify can easily take off the albums that you know and love like that,
yeah.
and you'll never be able to find it again.
Oh
Whereas if you've
wow,
got the CD, it's
you've got
there.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not going
So
anywhere.
we've got It's Not This One, Go Hard or
Yep.
Go Home, and coming soon, Nuclear War Egg, which is
Yes.
and tour dates are being announced left, right, and centre, and you've got a few festivals which we've covered, including Winterstorm and my favourite Crazy Cowboy Fest.
Yes.
So I'm going to have a look at that one to see. I think I'm at an air show at that one because I did have a look, but I am very interested in seeing if I can get to that either this year or next year because it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it
Um,
does, doesn't it?
So at the end of our interview, I ask a question what my beautiful lady Tracy gives me.
Hmm.
And I'm happy to do the question while she doesn't do a Norman Price's mum impression. So her question is, tell us something about you that we don't already know.
Oh, Christ. Uh, oh, I've got one. When I was little, I used to go horse riding, and my first this is real, by the way. The place where the horse riding stables were, it's right next to an old mine testing facility, and that was where my first lesson was.
Okay. So a what testing facility?
Mine testing facility, beach
All
from
right.
World War II.
Oh, and that's where you're riding your horses, where they had mines.
Yep. The first lesson that I ever had, it was just me and this love. Well, she was very. She suffered no fools gladly, bless her.
Yes.
So it was just me and her, and I was on this pony called Nutmeg. She was great with first time riders, but she led with her stomach. And I just got told, I was about 5 years old. I knew very much what a mine was. I got told that there were mines, dotted about, um, but that they would just be in the dunes. And what does Nutmeg go and do? She goes by herself with me on her up to the dunes and starts eating the grass. And I didn't know what was happening. So when she lowered her head down to eat the grass, I screamed because I went forward a little bit. And I remember her going, "Stop screaming, you'll scare the horse."
Well, luckily you didn't hit anything, and you're
Yeah.
still
Oh
here
yeah,
to sing along to some fantastic heavy metal songs, which I've got to say I'm really enjoying listening to. Thank you very much for your time. Good
no,
luck with
thank you
your
for having
new
me.
album and your tours. When you come to Sheffield, I'll be giving you a message, and hopefully you'll see me up front taking your photograph with a loud shirt on. So
Perfect. Well, thank you very
excellent.
much for having me.
No, no problem. So see you later.
See you later. Thank you very much.